It's always measured by wars though. After the militia took power, there was a final battle at the last IMC-controlled planet, Gridiron. And what happened next? Well, and no one really knows. It's a mystery? I have a lot of those. I'm sure someone knows, but they ain't talking out loud. Anita's probably the closest. I'm sure she can fill you in. I hope it wasn't too late for me. You're a legend, like me. Nah, Path, I'm no legend. I'm just trying to do my part. That's what I told my parents I wanted to do. I'm sure they thought I wanted to run away playing drums, probably even give up and come back home. Wasn't a crazy thought. It's hard to forget where you came from. I did. Right, but you still want to know. There's probably something inside of you that still remembers. Not sure how you're programmed. I know my little doc's got himself a permanent memory processor, a Chevrolet Ink Special. My parents put a PMP on everything so everyone knew where the product came from. No one could wipe the brand. They weren't even hiding the fact that they were playing both sides. I guess that's what fame and power does to you. And that's why I wanted the opposite. I packed up whatever I could, a few shirts, some pictures, and Doc. Couldn't go anywhere without her. And I left that home and that life for good. Made my way back to the Flyer Liars show. I still remember that feeling I had of, well, it ain't loneliness, and it ain't exactly fear. I think it was just an empty feeling. I want to say there was excitement, but there wasn't. I was still missing something. Like I said, that show was a fundraiser for the poor folks on Samath. But what I didn't say is that it was run by the Frontier Corps. How about that, Path? I leave home to find my place, only to have it looking for me at home. Not saying you should stop looking for your creator or anything, but it's nice to think that maybe what you're looking for is waiting for you one way or another. I hope so. That's why I joined the Apex Games. If my creator is looking for me, then maybe they could see me fight or on a banner. That would be really cool. It sure would be something else. Change like that is good for you. I know it was for me. It's funny, I joined the Corps to help people, but it helped me. I spent years working for the Corps. I put the lives of those in need ahead of my own. One person who I helped reached out not too long ago, which was sweet. A mercenary vet who now calls himself my #1 fan. Quite the honor, and I owe it to the Corps. We traveled all over the Outlands, even to the Fringe Worlds. We had no restrictions as to who could be helped. We weren't part of the Syndicate or the treaty, so we didn't have to abide by any constraints. What treaty? I bet Gibraltar or Wit could probably give you some more info on that. I was too young and in my own world on Samath, so I'm no expert on that stuff. All I've heard is that civil war ended in the Outlands with some sort of treaty. It was about 10 years ago or so, 2723. Those who didn't sign became the Fringe Worlds, and those poor folks had it even harder getting support from trade or whatever else they needed. That's where we came in. The Corps did what it could with donations and support from whoever wanted to help. But we definitely hit a money problem. Nothing like that could last forever. I hope nothing lasts forever. Otherwise, that would mean my search will never end. It'll end. Everything does. That's something I needed to come to terms with. Because when the Corps started losing money, my first thought was to call my parents. That sounds like it may have been a bad idea. You're right. After knowing who they were, after knowing where that money came from, I couldn't. I knew they had it, and I knew that money would have been a huge help, but I couldn't reach out to them. But isn't that what family is for? Families ain't always as good as they're supposed to be. I knew who they were, Path. That's important. It was important to me, just like it's important to you. Whoever your creator is, they are a piece of you, and whether that's good or bad, you get to decide how to deal with it. I decided how to deal with mine, and that was to risk my life for that money. That's why I joined the games. I knew it was risky, dangerous. I even knew that what I was doing wasn't honorable. Fighting people for money? It was a dilemma, but people were counting on me. Those fighters were gonna fight with or without me, so I figure I better put my medical training to some use for them while making money for the Corps. I think it's honorable. I've always looked up to you, AJ, even though I'm taller. No way, that's really nice of you, Path. I'm sure there's some truth to that, somewhere. I don't think about it much. I just do what I do because I need to. It ain't much more complicated than that. That's what I'm doing. I just want to find my creator, even if they are bad. Nah, Path, they can't be bad. I don't think you've got a bad circuit in your entire body. And even if they are, that don't mean you are. That's what I learned from my family. Actually, Silva was the first one to say it. He may not seem it, but he's a smart one. Crazy, but smart. It's great that you two are such good friends. I love friends. We have our good months and our bad months. but we always find a way to get back to each other. True family always does. I bet he'd say the same. Exciting! I'll ask him. I'm sure you'll come across him in this quest of yours. I'm sorry, I can't give you all the info you want. I wish I could. It would be nice to know what my parents' company had to do with your crater. But whether it's good or bad, never forget who you are. I won't, unless my memory gets wiped like before. That happens. Then I'll tell you who you are. Till then, your best chance is to stick to the Outlands. The Ch01 Inc. name only started in this part of the galaxy, so if they had anything to do with the Arc Raider, then it's here. That's great to know. Thank you, friend. Not a problem. We've got some solid legends who know more than a thing or two about the Outlands. Gibraltar, Mirage, even Wraith. Though that one's a bit of a head case. Good luck. And that's the end of their interview. Data points received. Ch01 Inc. is AJ's family company based in the Outlands. Originally named AI Logic and partnered with Kodai Industries, this company is known for having built robotic security systems for generations throughout the frontier. Lifeline's family profited off war for generations and served both sides during the Frontier War and the Outlands' Civil War. This discovery pushed her away from her family into a new life as a humanitarian. Lifeline and Octane were friends when they were kids. See Octane for more stories. The history of the Frontier dates back to 2122. See Lifeline's tablet for reference. Or you can also just watch the first part of Lifeline's story. The militia took power before a final battle at the IMC-controlled planet of Gridiron, but the result of that battle is still a mystery. See Bangalore for more information. A big blackout shut down IMC beacons and ended communications throughout the Frontier and Outlands over a decade ago. Those who supported the militia were promised refuge. But no one came. The militia abandoned those people. Gibraltar, Mirage, and Wraith are some of the legends who can speak more to the history of the Outlands. A treaty by the Mercenary Syndicate helped end the Civil War in 2723. Those who signed became part of Syndicate space. Those who didn't became the Fringe Worlds. More information can be learned from Gibraltar and Mirage. And that's the end of the Lifeline chapter. In this episode, we learned not much about Pathfinder's creators. Instead, we learned more about Lifeline and why she ran away from her family. We've learned that it's Lifeline's own choice to leave her family because she was blindsided by all the wealth and fame that her family had. It also turns out that Ch01 Inc. is working on both sides of the war. That's why Lifeline is a bit, confused on where she is and who she is because she's either good nor bad as her family. But the important lesson for her is that she has control over her own life. She can do whatever she wants. Although it's not honorable to join the games as in her perspective, it's still a way that she can help the corpse and all the poor people in Samath. I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I'll see you again in the next episode where we'll be seeing Gibraltar. Till then, see you next video.